All right. We're doing this, holy ones. Ikimasi sukai suma hamakachi sita kai sinawa. I welcome you, holy vatos. Kaivasi. We are this Akapua. This holy grail, Magi Kings, Starseeds, Lightworkers, Empaths. We are expanding our perceptions beyond normal consciousness. Matis. You see, or you hear, or you feel, Makaya. It is part of this awareness, holy ones, once again. All right. It's a consciousness. It's a realization that you spark inside yourself, inside your spirit, your higher avatar, your higher ascended master. It's all connected. It's all perfect, divine. Chokoye vastitas. And it's can be, you would say, connected to now from our level here, and we're embodied in 3D Earth, right? But you from 3D, from the station, from the location of 3D, you can take your consciousness into higher realities, higher identities of yourself. You expand your awareness to that higher awareness. Return back your memory, Sachiwa. Because it is there you will find, in your stillness, in your meditation, you will find that inner spark, that divine spark, holy wands. You are. That is your identity, not this lowly carbon matter life form. What's that? No, we go beyond this perception, this point of view. Okay? It's one point, but not the only point of view. You see with your third eye. Okay? 1, 2, 3. You have an extra perception. They call it extra sensory perception, ESP. So, some don't. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just simply means, honey, it doesn't exist for you yet, unless you activated the necessary chakra. Now, we talk about chakra. It's a Hindu word, but realize it's a universal concept that we have these vortexes, these rotating wormhole vortexes things. Excuse me. And you can imagine a wormhole coming out of each one, or you could say a funnel, a funnel of energy, like, a whirlpool of energy, a vortex coming out of, say, this point is your heart chakra. It's so you also have the throat chakra and the third eye. See, what we talk about here is the heart, the throat, and the third eye is another density reality. Our extraterrestrials psychic abilities is an indication. The fact that you are psychic means you have the higher DNA, because average human is not. Unless they have gone on this personal path, they'll go beyond their third strand, activate more into the fourth strand, so you can go more into the higher realities Amakochiwa. This is a spiritual ascension, Holy One. This is live on YouTube. I thank you for coming here. Amachiwa. We'll have a lot of regulars also. I just happen to go, maybe this isn't considered earlier, but we have around 5:30. Legend in the house. Yeah, they'll come on in. Don't worry. Tara's in the house. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't glitch on you, Tara. Everything will be okay, Machiwa. Wakoye. Welcome, both of you, all of you who are here. This is about spiritual awakening for Starseeds Lightworkers. Are you working light, honey? Are you part of this realization, activation? Are you running these now you'll hear me sometimes speak these other languages, Holy Ones. And it's part of this understand, at your higher identities, you perceive many beings. You start with these 12. You're aware of 12 as a soul being. You'll be aware of your mind but 11 other minds. That's 12. You see as a soul, not this level, the next, at the higher level, you see your soul being, and you see 12 of you, not just one. So you live your life here, maybe you live to be 80 years old and die, right? Well, and then you come back alive. You heard of reincarnation. Reincarnation, that means you have a bunch of other selves. You have a bunch of other past lives and future lives, right? So that's not only you. You're just a part of that part and that part and that part. Those 12 of those parts make up one soul. A soul sees all of you. So let's say that they see you, but they see 11 other of you in the past and future of your current time vector. Let's say you're in the 2022, like now. Hi. Okay, in 2022 we perceive this dimension, 3D. We're in the third dimension. We're creating the third strand. That sucks. Sorry. You need to do better. We're just telling you, telling you what's up. You have to get to 5 strand, not 3. You're stuck in 3D. Why? Damn. Move up. Graduate. Ascend. Go to that 4D, that 5D consciousness. Holy One. They call indigo. This is blue ray. This is indigo ray. If you didn't know, the heart is green ray. It's glorious. It's beautiful and excellent. And maybe it is a little bit early, but that's okay because they will come here now. Washivas. Hachepokachina. Hana epochikas. Voshi. So we perceive our own. On our own, we can perceive these. We don't need a middleman, dude. You don't need a priest. You don't need a pope. Chiquefacitas, you have direct connection, Vatos. You can go right there. You are realizing God. This is your, you would say, what they call affirmations. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. And to say that 3 times, Holy Ones. That's sacred Trinity, Vato Loco. It's a confirmation, triple. You say, I am the violet flame. What's up? Then you are. Especially when you said it 3 times. I am the violet flame. I am the violet flame. I am the violet flame. Which is what? 15th dimension. 15th dimension, Vato. Damn. Amakaya. Welcome to this transmission, Vato Loco. That's Spanish for crazy friend. What's up, Vato Loco? Yeah, or Loca. Bob! Welcome, brother. Thank you for coming. You realize, or you don't. Apparently you don't, and that's okay. We still love you. Understand energy, understand consciousness, realize, go beyond this perception into another one. Okay? Realize that this is part of your anatomy. Oh, you only believe in this physical world, no spiritual world. Oh, you talk about God. What is God? If you talk about some being in another world, hello, then you do believe in another world. These are beings in other worlds, but you call them spirits. What you call spirit, others call ET. These are not beings in heaven or some spirit world only, dead people, whatever, afterlife people. No, this is beings in a procession. You progress through different levels of consciousness, because those people like our friend Bob here, that they don't know or realize the true aspect of your being is not the flesh. Okay? Silly nonsense here, thinking that you're this, you're not this. This is Vamakache Matatutas. This is an illusion, a hoax, a lie. You see, it's like this is something you agree to. You come into the matrix. You come into these worlds. You agreed as a spirit being, because you're a spirit having a human experience. You're not a human. You're not this. This is the shell. This is the vehicle for spirit. You don't like that word? Use consciousness. This is the vehicle for consciousness. When you think, you're thinking. Thinking. Thoughts. What are thoughts? What is a thought? You grab it. Can you squeeze it? No. Thoughts is you. Thought is spirit. You're not physical. How can you not see that? How can you not? It's something you realize or not. You have people from the 3D saying these things from their 3D point of view. Others like you, Indigo, others of you on a spiritual path are realizing not just the 3D part of you, but the higher parts that the 3D people don't believe in, don't perceive. And we explain why they don't perceive is because they don't have these activated, these chakra open. They only have the 1, 2, and 3. These are dimensions. 1, 2, and 3 is dimension 1, dimension 2, dimension 3. Chakra 1, 2, 3. The base chakra, the sacral chakra, the Manipura chakra they call in Hindu is the solar plexus. So we have the root, sacral, solar plexus. That is consciousness from the first dimension, the second dimension, the third dimension. So beyond that is what you call psychic powers, because most in your world this is normal. This is normal consciousness. This is normal thinking, normal conversations. Okay? Now, beings come in from other worlds who are more evolved. Other dimensions means they've already been here. They're in future dimensions. To us, they're in the future. But they're coming down to our past. That's their past, which is our present. You know, we're like in third, before 3D is completed. You know, we're in 2022. We have yet to go into the energy, the time period, the time continuum, the time vector, or in the Alaskan time continuum. We're trying to get to the end of the cycle to go into the next evolution of body, mind, and spirit. Literally, you are what you call a composite of body, mind, and spirit. But the people in the body identify only that identity. They don't identify what? The mind and the spirit. Amachiwa. Or maybe you identify the mind, which is right here. This is your mind. Okay, beyond is higher identities. Not just You know, this is low chakra, man. This is low energy, low potential. You want to raise the bar. This is what spirituality is. It recognizes, other worlds, spiritual worlds to you. And in those spirit worlds are you. There's your higher identities that you don't understand, apparently. You know, some people don't understand, don't recognize, don't realize. They don't realize because they don't actually literally do this work. They don't believe in these realities. Okay? So, and that's okay. They are God sovereign free. At least we've acknowledged that. These beings, all beings, are God sovereign free. You are God. You are sovereign. And you are free. And that is law of one. All are one being. All are God. All are God. There's no exceptions to that. All means all. All means even dark beings, even murderers, even anything horrible you can think of. That is God too. Because when you say all, that means all. Then there's people who don't believe that. So there's law of one, and there's the opposite of law of one. What we call false creeds. What we call dark creeds. Which you think are good are actually dark. Machiwa. What you think is God is actually dark. When you are praising and worshiping and giving this energy, giving, subservience, blind worship, giving to a being that is hate, a being that does go turn into, revenge, wrath, revenge, hate, anger, hate, wrath. No thank you. I don't think so. You're indigo child. You know better what these ETs are trying to pass off as God. Oh, you understand? Or you don't? You realize that you are God sovereign free? Or you don't, Holy One? And it's okay. You follow law of one. We follow law of one. We don't judge. You will judge us. You will hate us. But we are law of one. All are one. We love you unconditionally. You hate us, we love you still. You kill us, our families, our people still love you still. You oppress us, we love you. We're not sheep. We will protect ourselves, we defend ourselves. Energy, consciousness, there's a whole bunch of beings involved. Unified forces here in consciousness, in vibration, in spirit. You are aligning yourself to the dark side or the light. You are your thoughts. That is who you are. You are your thoughts. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? What are you saying to me or other people? That is you. That is what you are. That is your vibration. That is your creed. Oh, your creed, the false creed, the dark creed, is judgment. You judge me. Oh, you are the dark creed, Holy One. We are love. We are light. We expose. Light exposes darkness. You turn off the light. Turn it off. Turn off the light. Turn off the light. Light. Now there is darkness. Understand? Oh, turn on the light. Light does what? What does light do? Light exposes the darkness. Machiwa. Yeah. Your little comment there about drugs, honey. We realize your perception. Mock people, judge people. Oh, Holy One, are you? Chiwa. Makaya. Amasu. So this is probably almost 200 videos now. Check it out. We talk about spiritual concepts, about spiritual awakening. We talk about God. We talk about what are spirits and what they aren't. We talk about what are extraterrestrials. We talk about these other worlds. As a matter of fact, I'm happy to announce that I just recorded today, right before this, the Seraphi video. You guys heard of Seraphim? Oh, you probably heard of Seraphim. These holy angels, right? Seraphim angels. Well, okay. That's one point of view. So we're talking about the Elohim. We talked about what is Elohim. Now we're talking about tomorrow, maybe give me 2 days, probably 48 hours. It'll be the Seraphim. Now remember, realize that the Seraphim beings are those flames, those antimatter, thermoplasm. This is the highest density. We're dealing with what? Down here, carbon matter. We're little carbon matter. This is carbon matter life forms. That's all we are? No, honey. We got more identities in what you call spiritual worlds, dimensions, densities. It's not just levels of consciousness, okay? That's not what the hippies are telling you, honey. It's levels of physics, of matter form, of energy, and consciousness. Love, check this out, vato locos. See it for yourself on the screen, vato locos. Machiwa. The time matrix. Are you living in the time matrix? Wachia. God! What is God? What is the time matrix? Well, God exists outside the time matrix. God is what came into the ascended masters. God is the ascended masters. God became the ascended masters. Now we got ascended masters. Wow, go figure. And then the ascended masters came into a time matrix. One of them out of many. This is just one. This is our one. They came into our 15-dimensional time matrix. And here we are, little humans way down here. Little human, carbon matter, mortality and death. Oh, notice you're the only one who has mortality and death. Only you are dying and living in this consciousness. Oh, I'm trying to talk to you about what's beyond your world. What's beyond your reasoning mind is another whole level of reality, honey. You think you know something about the soul? Well, not really. The soul is a higher level of consciousness. See, down here, it's not soul. Up here, it's soul. Down here, you're what's called incarnates. You're incarnating. You heard that word, reincarnation, right? Well, that's what you're doing. You're just reincarnating. Oh, this is fun. No, not fun. Don't go beyond this world. Don't think that there's spirits. Because what's a spirit is not a spirit. It's a being in another density. Not carbon matter. And they don't die. You can't imagine that kind of life, can you? Some of you can't. Well, that's where we come from. This is the mutation. There's something wrong. You got a broken consciousness, a broken body, a distortion of what you once were in these levels as angels. Yeah, they're real beings. They're ETs at the 6th dimension. We're talking about the shit consciousness you are here. Oh, there's 4th dimension, 5th dimension archetypes, and 6th dimension angels, and 7th dimension archangels, 8th and 9th. Machiwa. Okay? Hamakaya. You want to talk about drugs? You want to be ignorant? You want to disrespect? Check it out, Holy One. I got a bunch of 60-second videos. You might learn something. I'm not just some guy on drugs, Vato Loco. Understand super consciousness? Understand the planetary logos? Understand the meta consciousness, huh? Oh, you've heard of ETs. What about MTs? Meta-terrestrials. What about ultra-terrestrials? Have any concept of that? Have any concept of parallel reality? Parallel universe? Antiparticle universe? That means there's a doppelganger over there. Somewhere in the parallel. Then you got the inner earth. The inner earth, what's that? Oh, then you got, Chimakaya. Kundalini, Vatos. You guys don't even believe in these life force energies. You think it's a joke. You think this is a bunch of bullshit. Kundalini, sure, Vato. Honey, that's exactly what's up. Okay? We're learning about these vortexes of energy. We're learning about consciousness, and we're learning about science, matter, dimensions, densities, stargates, planetary vortexes, portals. What do you think your Giza pyramid is? What do you think the giant cat creature is right next to the pyramid? What do you think about them aligning to astronomical mathematics and destinations, huh? Coincidences? We talk about science and time. You go way far in time, Vatos. You think you're something in 2022. You ain't shit. You got higher aspects, higher beings. You're the little rats and cockroaches at the bottom, man. Vato Locos. Just realize who you are. Put yourself and your ideas where you are. You're not the center of the universe. You ain't even close, are you? Machiwa. Realize your higher self. Aim higher, honey, than 3D. Aim higher. You're much more Wakaya, wasitas ma, hokoye vasitas. Some of you might go to Inner Earth. Some of you might go to Tara. Which one do you want to go to? You would want to go to 5D Tara. 5th dimension. You learn about dimensions. This is future. This is your heart chakra. Well, honey, that's the future. That's the throat chakra. That's the future. Super future. Greater future. I put the years on this one. What's 5th dimension? Right here. This is 5th dimension. This is 5th dimension. 39,000 years in the future. Here's 6th dimension. 57,000 years in the future. These beings are called angels. They're celestial, conscious beings with different matter form. Different matter form, honey. What are you again? Oh yeah, you're dying and repeating and forgetting who you are. You don't know who you are. That's right. Machiwa. I love you, Vato Locos. Put the camera back on. I see. I'm so happy I made this Seraphi video, man. It turned out great. I just had to record it once. Booyah. Ooh. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to release it, man. I've learned a lot, and I also learned a lot about making the videos and editing and all that aspects. So I'm getting better, you guys, and you can only expect things to get better. So and realize I always would, could use the help, financial help, because my situation, you guys realize I came from homelessness, And it was just recently in the past year where I was able to finally have a room. I have a room. So this is also why sometimes I ask for help. And it's just like $5 is like a small gift. Like, this is a gift. A small donation is a gift that helps build this out of this, you know, because I'm going to reach millions of people. We already have 2,000 plus subscribers. We're going to go to 3,000, hopefully with less than a month or two, I would say at the most. But you can just, it's kind of like mathematical. You can actually calculate it. I can sit there and look at the growth rate in the analytics and find out, damn, this is going to turn into 3,000 by a certain date, you know, by a guesstimate, a pretty good guesstimate. So we know that we're growing. So, but I just made the decision lately. I told you last night that I'm gonna be only doing. I'm not gonna focus on the shorts or the medium ones. I'm gonna just do teaching ones again. And the first one is gonna be the Serify. It's freaking awesome. I hope the edit comes out good. I did the recording. I'm happy about it. And now it's going to just fix the light and the sound and edit, trim it up, and rock and roll, honey. And then I'm going to go right into the Violet Flame next. Or not. Maybe I'll skip that for now and go to something else I really want to do. But this is a journey, and I'm glad you guys are part of this. And I get a lot of your guys' emails, text messages. You got my email, you got my Facebook. You can contact me on Facebook, or you can watch my videos if you like my videos on TikTok, or also I'm on Instagram. I put those links below, so check it out. And you can do the YouTube Live has these donation things. Oh my gosh, I just said it, dude. I literally just said it as you did it. Lazanas, thank you, Holy One. I just said it before I clicked over. That is a trip. Thank you, Lazanas. What is that? Oh, you're so kind. Thank you. Blessing, Holy One. You're so kind. Thunder 444. Aloha. That means Hawaii. Ayani. Wow. You guys know there is a part of Lemuria left in Hawaii. It's called Kauai. What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. and actually, Ayani is reference to like Ascend Master level. Oh, actually beyond, actually. But this is represented by the Melchizedek, and the Ayani are part of the Guardians, and that's talked about in the Voyagers. And so, welcome. Thank you for bringing your energy. Amashia. Soul, welcome, homie. What's up, Starseed? King Smurgle Nurgle son. Oh, Smurgle Gurgle son. The Viking. What's going on, Holy One? Relaxing at the beach. Wow, that's awesome. Baba! Keep the lights off? It's not a sermon, Bato. Yeah, we have the diagram is available on ChristosAvatar.com, and I always update that, you guys. If you've seen my diagram a while ago and are checking it out now, I mean, if you've saved it, just realize there's an updated one. I always update that picture diagram because it's like a big giant diagram, and I make changes to it when I add more detail, like more data. That thing is getting bigger, like more data, and if you see there's a bunch of room left, I'm going to utilize that space. Eventually, I'm going to I'm going to take my ET diagram and mix it with this diagram. So it fits in one. And dude, that will be very valuable. Kind of like a nice little chart to refer to. Basically, it's just helpful. And also, visual learning for me has been always the key to understand difficult material, because this is difficult. And anything helps, like a visual guide. I made the diagram to help me and to help you. Like originally, it was just my own diagram. I do like mind maps, brain maps, or whatever you call them. I do like diagrams with my own mind maps, my own diagrams. But then I wanted to share this one with you because I realize it's helpful to also teach with it. It's a teaching aid and a learning aid. It helps both you and me. So, and I think it's always more advanced, like faster. Like they say, a picture's 1,000 words. So if you are visualizing, and I find myself doing that lately. If you guys practice, not just meditation, but you spend some time of kind of like visualization. You spend time going into pictures, thinking in pictures, seeing in the inner mind. At first it's challenging, but once you get into the routine of it, you will be able to even visualize with your eyes open after a while. Like you can go like this, right, and imagine. But you could also open your eyes and still imagine, right? So we do it. We just don't realize when we're thinking, we're seeing too, in pictures. And think about it, everything you see is a memory that's recorded. So you have a stream of visuals, you have a stream of things you hear and smell. Kind of like if you're into music, you make tracks, you have a track. Well, you have several tracks. You have seeing track. You have to record the seeing, the hearing. You have different tracks for each sense and more. All those tracks, if you consider them separate or not, they're all part of you. You're a layered being. And a lot of this is kind of like not natural. We're not supposed to be layered like this, separate. What happened is, I explained this in some of my older videos, that when we fell, like there was disembodied consciousness, back up. There was some distortions put in our DNA on purpose. They're called DNA blocks. We actually have a couple DNA a lot of humans do, not all. A lot of humans, because there's different DNA here on the planet. There's different strands being represented here, and a bunch of hybrids, not only human, blended in on the planet. You don't notice, you don't believe, doesn't matter. They're here, we're here. Starseeds are here, we're alien. You're a Starseed, Lightworker, whatever. You're psychic, you're an alien. Yeah, can there be some human psychics? Yeah, but you're talking about Earth seeds, and we talk about the DNA. We show the DNA. The DNA doesn't have most of the Earth seeds don't have psychic DNA. The fourth strand, that's astral psychic, fifth dimensional psychic, and sixth dimensional vision psychic. Okay, no, they don't have that in their aura. See, you see all these freaking pictures on the internet of chakra colors. But most humans don't have that many chakra, vatos. Who came up with those pictures and shit? I mean, is that what your Hinduism believes? Do they talk about DNA? Do you talk about DNA? You are your DNA. That is what your chakra and your consciousness is. What you call physical DNA, well, that is your conscious level. You don't have beyond that 3 colors. Your not going to have green aura, honey. You're not going to have blue aura. You're not going to have indigo aura if you don't have the DNA for it. If you don't have the fourth strand, you don't have green aura. And obviously, you have the fourth strand before you get a fifth strand. So you just stop right there. You already stop at green. You don't have blue or the following indigo color if you don't have the green. You go in order. You know, that's why a lot of 5D people are thinking you're going to 5D. I mean, a lot of New Agers think you're going to 5D when you're not. Skipping a dimension. How can you go from, do you know? Do you know? No, I guess this is a legitimate question. Do you know that you're in 3D? Okay, so we agree that we're in third dimension. So why would you skip fourth dimension? Did you think about this? Scratch your head. Because remember, there's only literally, according to the Voyager's material, now we have to add a few years to that because it's old now, but there's about 15 million indigos, psychic people, out of 7.7 billion. How many indigos did you think there are? Did you think there was billions of indigos or billions of psychic people? No, there's literally a few million. Not many. What percentage is that? A fraction. So we're a minority, you guys. If you're psychic, why is there a bunch of chakra charts with people with all the colors? You're a master, dude. Excuse me. You won't even be on Earth if you had all those chakras, honey. Do you understand dimensions and DNA? I'm just saying, if you have the beautiful green and the beautiful blue and the indigo in your aura, you would not be on Earth. You would be vibrating at a different energy level, beyond humans in the 3D. So what is going on here is starseeds are being incarnated into your, like you agreed to your parents. Your parents were agreed to. It's not chance with an indigo birth, because you agreed at the soul level to these parents to birth you as an indigo child. You're an indigo coming in with those higher chakra, but they're not turned on. But the fifth, these two are turned. I got to correct myself. An indigo comes in the womb. In the wound, it's activating its fourth and fifth strand. So you're born with fifth activated. You are taking 5D consciousness and putting it in with a bunch of 5D conscious, or you're taking a 5D conscious being, right? Because it's activated at the fifth level, the fifth strand. When most humans are not here, they're down here. See, you're not an ET on a spaceship coming through a Stargate and landing on Earth. You're being born into Earth, so now you're going through the DNA process. Now, as an indigo child being born, you still have to activate those chakra. So yeah, they have what you call potential, fourth strand, fifth, and sixth. But you have to awaken. There's something called sleeping indigo. They're not aware of themselves as being psychic or being an indigo. But what I'm trying to get at is you're psychic. You're one of these indigo children. You can call it a starseed. You can call it a light worker. You can even call it an empath. Because what are all of those? All of those are psychic beings. And psychic beings means you have one of these extraterrestrial fourth, fifth, or sixth strand. And of course, there could be some earth seeds who are developing their fourth strand. that's an exception. You know, you're going to see some maybe 3-stranders going into their 4th strand. But what I'm saying is, you're born in indigo with 5th strand activated. Well, most humans are here in consciousness, in their conversations, in their understandings, their beliefs, in their relationships. So they don't relate to you, they don't understand you, they'll mock you, they'll attack you. So it's not fun being an indigo. Remember, we're only one of millions. I estimate, because I know from the material, that it was around 10 million when Oceana spoke about it in 1998. Or the Voyagers 2 actually came out after that, so like about 2000, I think. That's 22 years ago. That's why I estimate from 10 million, because it states very clearly in the Voyagers 2 that there was existed around 10 million indigo. That's it. And we're talking about combining all of the indigo type 1s, indigo type 2s, and indigo type 3s together to get that 10 million. That was back in 2000. So I am only guesstimating that it could be around 15 million. And once again, do some math, right? What's the percentage? How many is that of the 7.7 billion population? We're a small percentage, you guys. So it's so cool that we can find each other on a social media like YouTube. We can find each other and make a little community. And we're the wayshores, we're the trailblazers. We're learning as you activate your spirit, you go on a spiritual path, you're activating DNA. You're practicing things, you're doing things, you're thinking things. Those are activations, those are processes of consciousness of someone who's working on chakra. You're actually working with scalar energy. Light, spectrum of light is what? Color. Colors come in spectrums. Even like one color, red, could have different shades of red, shades of blue, shades of green. So there's many in one. And you go through a spectrum, not jump from 1 to 2. See, you have to go through the spectrum. That's a frequency. You're now, and on the little ones are sub-frequencies. You live in incarnation, that's a sub-frequency. You die. Let's say you lived to 80 years old and died. That's one sub-frequency. That's one incarnation. You do another incarnation. That's another sub-frequency. Now you get up to 12 incarnations, 12 sub-frequencies. Male, female, sometimes female, sometimes male. You become, this being is now complete later on. Later on, you're consolidated into a soul being, and the soul being is consolidated into a oversoul. The oversoul is one of 12 consolidated into the avatar. The avatar is one of 12 that's consolidated into the rishi, solar rishi, the sun beings, the highest level. But that's the highest level of our time matrix. There's beings outside the time matrix called ascended masters, who consolidate themselves into God. So God becomes ascended masters, 3 levels. The ascended masters become 3 levels of solar rishi beings, gold flame, violet flame, blue flame. And then these beings turn into 12 avatars. The 12 avatars turn into 12 oversouls. The 12 oversouls turn into 12 souls. And the 12 souls turn into us, 12 incarnates. We're 1/12. See, to us, we're 1/12. I said that wrong. To our soul, we're 1/12. We think of ourselves as me. I am me. I am me. Well, I am one of 12 of me. You have to think plural. But it's weird to us because it's divided up into different time vectors, different time periods. Sometimes male, female. And so you add those all up. And all those added up is happening simultaneously. So all of those are simultaneously vibrating. And those simultaneously different vibrations are making your soul one soul. So your soul is existing because of 12 of you in different time vectors, different time continuums, living different lives and incarnations. To you, they're all separate. It's not separate. It's all happening at the same time in different time vectors. See, right now we're living in the 1900, 2000 period, right? Well, maybe in other lifetimes you lived in the Renaissance. And in a previous time vector, you lived in the Dark Ages. In a previous time vector, maybe you lived in something more ancient, the Roman days, the Greek days. You keep going. All of those are happening now. To us, it seems linear, but it's not. It's simultaneous, but just different vibrations. One time vector is vibrating the speed. The next time vector next to it is going faster. It's a sub-frequency. This one's going a little bit faster, and there's 12 of those. Those 12 make up one dimension. Make up one being. You go from that density to the next density, and then that same all the way up to back to God. It goes down, it goes up. God individuates, God expands. It's always been God. You never left God. It's always one. It's all one. All in different compartments. It's just now when you go back out, now you remember those other compartments. You remember those other selves. Go down, forget those other selves. Remember again. Go down, forget. Go back out, remember. It's kind of like you're going towards remembering. We're going towards remembering that we're God. Some of you still don't believe it. You think it's all BS. You think God is a boy or girl. It's not either one. Sorry, no gender. You got to think outside the box, outside the body, outside the, limited time it was bodies. It wasn't always bodies. There's not bodies in the future levels higher. You think in hydroplasm, in thermoplasm, you're dealing with genders, boys and girls? You think there's still dolls and lipstick and boys and sports and stuff up there? You guys think of God as being gender when you don't even realize you're not even gender at a certain point. You are at this level. This level we have gender. Okay. Next level, you still have gender, which is density 2. But density 3, you get into the iffy point. Because now these beings can change form. You don't have the same bodies. You're not in the same limitations. Even density 2 is greater, much greater than us. We have to walk. We have to sleep and fart and eat and shit and disgusting crap and die and age and diseases. Whoa. Sucky life. They're immortal. They're giants. They have much more advanced technologies in reality fields than us. It's not just a carbon matter being. Now you're a carbon crystal being. Crystal, you would say silicate. So you're not. Think of a being not just carbon. We're carbon crystal, and that's the next evolution. And then the greater evolution beyond carbon crystal is you could become all crystal, no carbon. So it's like a hybrid, and we're like in the lowest phase, and then we become like the middle phase before you become these crystal beings. But then we even go beyond that into liquid crystal, and then vapor crystal, crystal gas, crystal liquid, and crystal silicate. It's like the silicate matrix, right? The crystal matrix. Pretty cool, dude. See, you guys don't think much about crystals, huh? You kind of make fun of them, probably. We are crystal beings. We're made of crystal. And it's part of our future evolution. And these are billions of years old. Machiwa. Honey, in our future, we have like it's weird, it's hard to explain. We have the original, because of the fallen part. Remember, Atlantis is in the future, and so is Lemuria. But when they fell, they made versions of it in the lower density one. They created the race of Atlanteans and Lemurians down here in density one. Just realize that the prototype, the originals, come from up there. And that's actually a fractured race, because they were once one race and became two, Atlantis and Lemuria. But Atlantis and Lemuria actually got renamed throughout the different seedings of human race. Why? It would be too confusing if you didn't say, if you named them all the same, then you say which one. The one in seeding one. Okay, let's say you're talking about the Lemurian. Well, which Lemurian? If you say Lemurian, then we know it's seeding 3. We use the one we're in now. That's our version, but it's called Lumanian or Lumarian and the other seedings. I like Lemurian. Sounds better. But anyways, the Atlantis was, if I remember, instead of saying Atlantean, you would have said Lemurian. Wait, no, that's the Lemurian. Dude, I forgot about the Atlantean one. Oh, it's spelled differently with an I-A-N, E-A-N. Oh, let me look it up. I'm a Virgo and I can't stand it when I can't. Doesn't take me but a few clicks. Thank you guys for being here on Starseeds Lightworkers. And I'm about to get lit. I'm trying to open this. Oh, nice. It's okay. This is YouTube Live, Vato Locos. Assets? It's not an assets. What are you doing? I don't know what's up. Oh, I know what's happened, guys. I'm just gonna open a single file. Come on, open up. Vato Locos, okay. Actually, I opened the wrong one. I know which one I want. And this is also information that's relative to indigo children. Because in the indigo children, we talk about the different types. And I should make another video about indigo children. Let me find this diagram. And I should actually publish this. Or actually, I think I have this similar. No, I don't have all. And maybe I do. Okay, it's Alanians. Alanians in seeding 1. In seeding 2, it was Atlanians. Alanians, and then Atlanians. And then finally, in our seeding, it's Atlantean. And she spells it T-I-A-N, but most people on the internet spell it E-A-N, just so you know when you're trying to search on Atlantean. And once again, Lemuria was Lumarian, seeding 1. And seeding 2, they were called Lemanian. And in our seeding, Lemurian. And believe it or not, they were wiped out in seeding 1, so we never had Aryans like us. But in seeding 2, at least we got to Aryans before they got destroyed. And they were called Aryans, A-Y. We're called Aryan, A-R-Y-A-N. They were A-Y-R-I-A-N, Aryan. And it's such a trip because of the time matrix. You could travel to these ancient times in your consciousness. We are from these different seedings, understand? We didn't just help humans in this seeding, but there's more of us in seeding 3. We started creating super starseeds. We have something called tri-starseeds, first bi-starseeds, that's 2 in 1, like 2 starseeds in your DNA. And then there's tri-starseeds, the ones that have, like the Hebrews. No, the Hebrews are bi-starseeds. They have, because they're a starseed originally. And see, that's part of history, right? There's something different about Hebrews. That's because they're not special or chosen ones. That's false creed. Anyways, their DNA is still different from the Egyptian days. And so, remember, they crossed over with the Egyptian period. It's even in the Bible. That's interesting. Because we had we're 2 different races periods. Just like the Lemurians crossed over, like you have the Lemurians living, but there was a little bit point where it was also the Atlanteans living. It was during that point where they got killed, you know. But the Atlanteans kept going, and then they crossed us. Now we're the ones that took over after them, and then eventually the same thing will happen to us. Oh my gosh, I just had a revelation. You know, we can assume that, maybe if that's wrong to assume, but if those did it that way, then that means we're going to do some type of overlap with the Muvarians. These beings are going to be coming in while we're still going on, right? You would think that's what happens. But you would think they're also, there must be a cataclysm of some sort. Because, remember, this stops. There's something called a magnetic repulsion zone. You can't go farther past a certain point. And according to the diagram, it's 4,230 AD. So after it turns 4,230, that's where the time cycle starts over. That's why you can't continue as a soul into that level. You have to die. When you die, now you must go somewhere. It ends like a wall. You die from something, right? Something must end it. So when that ending happens, this freaking, like, it's kind of like you think this movie with Jim, he's like Jim Carrey in that movie where he's like inside a world and he doesn't know he's being watched and filmed and on a TV show. The Truman Show. You know, imagine the Truman Show. Suddenly it gets to an end. It has to get to an end. And you have to go ascend or descend. You're going to ascend or descend. Or, you're going to be killed. You're going to die. So you then after death you have to go somewhere, because the cycle is finished. It's rinsing and repeating over like a phoenix. The phoenix dies and then comes back to a new being. You have to die, unfortunately. When you're immortal, because you can remember, because we're in the mortal density. Well, that's what we're dealing with. We're actually, because of this DNA mutation, all life dies now. Oh my gosh, dude. Just think about this. They mutated. What they did is they altered, when I say they, I mean the Anunnaki. They're actually Anunnaki draconian hybrids. The Enlil, Enki, and Marduk Anunnaki, they're all different. Like Enlil is part Omicron dragon moth with Anunnaki. That becomes an Enlil. You take these two beings, it's no longer this being and it's no longer this being. It's a different being called an Enlil. So now you're an Enlil living on Nibiru. So they take an insectoid being and mix it with an Anunnaki to get an Enki Anunnaki and put that on Nibiru. And then you take a being that's part Anunnaki and mixed with we got Marduk, I said, and then Enki, and then Enlil. Enlil, I told you, is part dragon moth. And Inky is part insectoid. Oh, no, Marduk is part Omicron, dragon moth. Marduk is part Omicron, dragon moth. And the Odedicrons are the... Okay, yeah, that's right. The Odedicrons are reptilians, avians. Like feathered dinosaurs, you know? Like feathered raptors, you know? So these are like trippy animals, creatures. And that's mixed with to make the Enlil. Well, I already said... No, yeah, Marduk, Enlil. Okay, that's Enlil. So that's 3 different hybrids with Anunnaki Draconian. They're freaking weird creatures, man. And they used their technology to change the Merkaba on Earth. They have that technology. We're not talking about spiritual powers and stuff. They use technology to affect the Earth's rotation or particle speed. So you realize that we're like in a dying fucking world, dude. That's why creatures eat each other and die. What a horrible thing. Don't you realize what a horrible thing has happened? No. We think it's normal. We make dying sacred. And we think reincarnation is good. Though both horrible. Why is reincarnation horrible? Because you're stuck in the lower density that's suffering. A dying world is not natural, guys. That's what I'm trying to get across. We're in not a normal state of being. We're in a dying state of being, which is bad. And then the whole thing about your energy consciousness being stuck in a loop called reincarnation is not good. While you learn that it's good, and you learn that apparently an angry God is good. All right? So, wow, no wonder people are lost and hurting. They realize they're part of God. They wouldn't allow these freaking Anunnaki Draconian hybrids tell them otherwise. Because they're the ones who gave you your religions. Your main religions, they gave them to you. Look at what they're... Look at them. Look. So, now we're Starseeds coming into this dying world, trying to help you get out of it. It's called ascension. It's called you waking your ass up. Learning about DNA techniques. That's what this is. What do you think DNA regenesis is? Why is it called DNA regenesis? Because it's freaking mutated. You fix the mutation through bioregenesis. We call DNA regenesis. You fix the mutation. You go back to your normal state. You get healed and become immortal. Wow. That's it. If you think about that, it's a whole different existence. We plan life based on our limited freaking life. You think 80 years. Even my grandma, she lived to 98, bless her. 98. Even that is not really old, you guys. I mean, long. When you know, you can compare it to a mortal, there is no comparison. Even if you lived 1,000 years old, it's nothing. Next to a mortal. Doesn't mean you can't die, by the way. Something could still destroy you. I'm just saying that natural death is not there. So, like natural as in aging. Like, see? Notice we call that natural. Really, we're calling it natural death. Death is not natural. At least from aging. You don't want to. You're not supposed to. So, how do you stop that, Davian? Well, you learn and activate this missing part of your being and be returned back. It's almost like magic. Isn't a butterfly changing into a caterpillar changing into a butterfly like magic? You go in this way, and then you go out this way. It's magic, dude. Well, it's the same thing. You're this little carbon matter, and then you become Simwashi. Even these Marvel heroes don't freaking come close. Realize Marvel heroes are based off of carbon matter. They're doing cool things, but they're still carbon matter creatures. Even in the fantasy worlds, they don't talk to you about this carbon crystal silicate, crystal liquid, crystal gas. They don't talk to you about sound fields, light fields even, you know. They don't talk about God. They don't like to. They don't believe in God. So, we're not a religion, but you still believe in God as a consciousness, as a part of who you become and are. You already are that. You just have to realize it because you came into what's called a distorted matrix. It's a distortion. It's a forgetting. We don't remember. We're just trying to remind you. I didn't get lit or anything, huh? Yeah. What's up, Batos? I'm happy, aren't you happy? 15, Bato? You're 15? Or you're 25? And you look 15? So you're a youngster that looks even younger. Grace! What a beautiful name. Yeah, it gets some of that death particle, right? Oh, man. And you wonder why, in the Bible at least, they talk about beings living much older. You know what that implies? That means they had more access to life force energy than you did. Because you shouldn't have any if we weren't on a reverse Merkaba, you wouldn't be dying, and creatures certainly wouldn't be eating each other. It's like so wild, you guys. What we think is good and normal. It's so crazy how it's not. But that's what we do. That's what Inner Christos. That's what Christos Avatar. That's what Guardians do. We come down. We're not saviors. There's no saviors. You talk about saving yourself through your consciousness, man. So you get through the next density, ascension, through DNA, which is done through spiritual concepts. Notice you have to do spirit and science. Ascension is spirit and science, energy and DNA. You don't just be a hippie and think about nothing about math. I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't want to learn that stuff. I don't like that stuff. You guys, you're not holistic then. You're polarized. Realized you're holistic when you're spiritual science. Notice you were designed with the spirit science. Left, right brain, spirit, you would say, oriented towards those energies. I love you. I love you. Forever for tomorrow. Everlasting's in the house, Abel. What's up, holy ones? I should get lit, Smurgle Nurgle. I love you. And you, and you, and you. Brother, sister, Starseed, we're going through talking about these deep stuff, but in easy to understand, digestible ways. I need to get lit. I'm sure I don't need to, but I would like to get lit. And you're welcome to as well. And we'll continue on for about 30 more minutes. How's that? If you can't have that much time, come back again. And I'm always here. Well, I can't say that anymore because I took off 2 days, but I'm around often, and I do post videos, and I have a big video coming up. You want to stay tuned for that. It's about the holy beings called seraphim. You're going to understand what that means, seraphi, just like Elohai, Elohim, Machiwa, the highest level. There's got to be some highest level beings. Well, these are it. The founder races are the highest level, and they happen to be in the highest density matter. That's why they're like giant suns, spherical beings, thermoplasmic radiation. And they're collectives. They're not a single being. They're many. They're actually more beings in a rishi than an avatar. And you know, avatar has up to 5,000 to 6,000 selves, other selves. That's if you're indigo. If not, it's around 1,720 other selves minimum. That's how many other selves you have in your soul family. That's not a really good, accurate term, but just realize it's part of your personal Christos. That's the correct term. Personal Christos means all your selves through all the densities up to the 12D. See, if you're at the identity of the soul, you're seeing 12. But you're seeing more if your identity level as the oversoul, you see more than that. You can see more than that as the avatar. And then even more, and you realize that those blue flame, gold flame, violet flame, those are eternal collectives. They don't die. They're already immortal in the 12D. Well, and before that even, you can be immortal in 2D, 1D, I think. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure if your planet wasn't being freaking a reverse Merkaba, you should be immortal, right? I am following that logic because that's what happened to us. So just think about it. If there's other planets that haven't had their Merkaba reversed, life forms would live forever. So it's not normal to die, guys. Notice you don't call it a human mutation because it's actually all life mutation on Earth. Because when you take the entire planet's when you take the planet and reverse its Merkaba, everything on the planet gets affected. That's why they did it. Smart. Dark, but smart. So when you become on a spiritual path, you call yourself Starseed or Lightworker. Well, honey, you realize, well, hey, you call yourself Lightworker. Guess what? There's dark workers. They know it too. It's not like you just practice dark thoughts and that's it. Well, some people become officially like, oh, I know what I'm following. I know that this is either Satan, Lucifer, or this shit, dark shit. Because here at Christos Avatar, we don't talk about it from the religion perspective. Lucifer is Lulatan. Hear that name again, Lulatan. It's an Anunnaki race. And this Anunnaki race practice are known for being wicked, dark. They're dark. Very, very, very dark. And they call themselves the Luciferian Covenant. Go figure. So the Lolitans are the Luciferians, and they're ETs, homie. It's not some Hebrew thing, no disrespect, no Bible thing. It's a ET thing. And there's a family of Drake. That's Draconian matrix. And actually, they're not reptilians. Let me tell you the difference, which is actually going to be in the Gold Flame video. What is Omicron? They are the Draconian, but you refer to them as Draconian, but they're the ones that created the Omicron dragon moth, created the Dracon. The Dracon are Draconian, but you can call Omicron Draconian. That's a reference that, hey, they're Omicron, but the Omicron are the ones that created the little dragons with wings. Dragon. They're dragons. They're the size of humans or bigger. So, with wings. Not only reptile, but with bird. Well, that's Odedicron. Remember, these are dragon moths. They come and they created dracons, which range from dinosaur type beings all the way to like themselves, which are winged reptiles. Reptilian wings, not insect wings. So then we have the Odedicron, which are bird reptiles, another hybrid, not just straight up lizard or reptilian, but bird, insect reptile, or bird reptile. Which one do you like? Not either, but anyways. It's this actual being that Odedicrons are the ones who actually create. Well, this is such a strange history, man. Because we have all kinds of beings coming out that are freaking just in mythology. They're not mythology. These are strange looking ET creatures from, you guys, I don't have a moderator on. Let me just automatically accept it. Sorry. Is there more? She was on earlier. She's probably gone right now. It's okay. But, the Dracon, yeah, they're the Draconian. So, but you say Omicron, just remember there's someone above Draconian. Dracon. They're little kids next to the freaking Omicron. Just like the Anunnaki are not there's something above the Anunnaki that created them called the Anu Elohim. So that's what the Draconian are. They're like the Anu Elohim who created the Anunnaki. They're the Omicron dragon moths that created the Draconian. And it became a name, Draconian, because it became like a league. It became like a conference. You know, like the insect beings joined them. They're not Dracon, but they're following the Dracon agenda. Get it? They're part of the Draconian side. They're team. They're friends. The gray aliens. But people talk about Rigel or Regalians, but they're actually called Fushi. I mentioned that earlier, but there's all kinds of beings, and some of you are starseeds and you're mixed with some of these beings. Like you would call whatever that being race is, their DNA, that's your Templar. You would say your matrix. What is your DNA matrix? Where do you come out of? Do you come out of the Draconian matrix? Do you come out of some other, race, like the Pleiadian matrix or whatever? You would use that word matrix. And so you could say the Draconian matrix or whatever. You know what we're talking about. And there's different types of DNA. We have 11 strand, 10 strand. That's the Draconians. 11 strand Anunnaki. Or I keep saying that. It's easy to do that. They're the forefathers of Anunnaki, the Anu Elohim. They're 11 strand. And actually, there is a Draconian that made it to the 11 strand. The beetle people, the Necromatons, because they got hybridized with the Anunnaki 11 strands, so they become 11 strand. So there's a Draconian out there that are above the main draconian, they got bigger. That's why they're powerful. These freaking Men in Black creatures. They're the ones that created the Men in Black on our Earth, and they're controlling a lot of the Illuminati. They've been powerful players. These Necromaton. Some people say beetle people. Some say beetle tortoise people. So you can get an idea of what they look like. Some type of reptile insect thing going on. Anyways, it's been an interesting conversation, and when you're a Starseed Lightworker, you are learning about ETs straight up. You're learning about spiritual dimensions and worlds and densities, how this is all consciousness. It's all happening, and you just get more aware of all the greater fields. You know, you have a universal field, but you have cosmic fields, and you have the, unici field. The all oneness, the complete awareness. We're all that. We're all part of that. It's called Law of One. You are God. I am God. And there's a bunch of beings in the hologram that want to trick you and say, no, you're not God. You're actually a sinful, inferior human that's controlled by fear and guilt and subservience to these surrogate gods, extraterrestrial gods, ancient alien gods, Sumerian gods, Enlil, Marduk, Inky my ass, Zachariah Ascension my ass. This was all came out from the whistleblowers from the secret space program talking about Zachariah Ascension faking it, making up shit. Even the Sumerian language, literally making it up what it meant, what certain words meant in Sumerian. You could easily find this out for yourself. It's not a conspiracy. You can find out that Zachariah Ascension was translating Sumerian, but the translations were bogus. So he was a fraud. And apparently it came out that he was working with the Illuminati to create this religion on like a New Age false creed. And there's many of those. If it's not Zachariah Ascension type of spirituality for the New Age, then it's an archangel spirituality for the New Age. Right? You're worshiping, following, getting guidance from angels. First of all, you see what an angel is, right? It's a 6-dimensional being. An archangel, wow, 7, 8, 9-dimensional being. That's not much, honey. So, you don't worship lowly angels. No, the point is don't worship at all. You're not meant to worship. See, you forgot this divine template. You forgot this blueprint, what you're connected to. Your other identities. That's all. You just got to remember that again. You'll remember. And the cool thing about remembering? It's in here. They call it the scientists. Get this. I've said it before. They call it junk DNA. That's an actual term. You can look that up. What is junk DNA? Siri, what is junk DNA? Google. Okay, Google. What is junk DNA? If you don't want to talk, just type it. What is junk DNA? Well, that is your Marvel heroes with super ninja powers. DNA, mutant ninja powers. Ninja turtle shit. No, seriously, it's in your freaking DNA. You know how, like, in the Mulder, Scully X-Files mythology, well, they talked about our DNA having ET DNA. Well, that's not... If you can get past that, it's more than that. Yes, you're not just human like you think. You're more. It's part of an experiment. There's actually proof of other experiments like Easter Island. These are isolated experiments on different islands, on different places. You were isolated. It was an experiment. It's about DNA. Of course, you get dark beings who are against the Christos, against our races as humans, and they're trying to interrupt and distort our DNA and have successfully done so on different time periods. And so what do we have to do? We have to go back into another experiment, fix our DNA. You know, it's not like being wiped out in seeding 1 and seeding 2, but they can still come in and cause problems. Dude, you call it prejudice to say, oh, I am part Mexican, part white. Chicano. I am. My dad is part Hispanic, Mexican, and my mom's not. She's white. So I'm a hybrid. So you see what I'm trying to say? We think it's racist to say, oh, it's bad to be two races. You guys, when you are more than one race, you have more DNA. These beings are super races because they have more than one race in them. What do you think a super race is? So, you're a, stupid racism BS when it's all about just different variety of you. You're all inside of your DNA. You can be brown or yellow or red or white or black. You can have variety. It's just a pigment, dude. You have different races and different appearances of Lemurian, Atlantean. Lemurians described as brown skin. Atlanteans are described as red skin. Literally, the Guardians are telling us this, and that the white skin race, the main race now, obviously we have different races, right? But the main color is going to be white during this period. It's just one period out of others. There's a future period, mostly yellow skin, and the final period, mostly black skin. It's no big deal. They're all in us. You shouldn't be focusing on the color of the skin as much as the DNA that's inside of you. You are literally different stages of phases. You're different phases of human. And it's not always called human. Obviously, you're called Lemurian. That's a stage. That's one of your DNA stages. Check it out. I think this diagram is on my website too, but I just want to show it real quick because it's good to visualize some concepts like this. Like, this is also why, for example, Lemurian, this is why you don't have green. These guys don't even have yellow in their aura. The ones with brown skin, 73,000 years ago, they don't have yellow in their aura, honey, when you don't have the DNA for it. So, you go online. Well, let's do that. Shit. Oh, that's not it. And put chakras. Wait, I want to make sure you can see it, right? Oh my MG. They're all have all colors. This is false creed. This is bullshit. This is tricking you, fooling you on false, mechanics. All of them have rainbow colors All of them have this, huh? All of you have all these master levels? No. This is false creed, honey. Let's go back. There's a Lemurian. Do you see green? Well, actually, I'm supposed to go between the two diagrams. Do you see green? Oh yeah, you see green? What the hell? They have all those colors, huh? No, they don't. And then there's Atlantean. This is, oh, at least they have one more color in their aura. They still don't have green yet. They still don't have a blue or indigo. It's based on DNA. And see, every one of these is a sub-frequency. Another time vector, another time vector, another time vector, another male, another female, another male, another female, another life, another incarnation, 12 incarnations, 2 pairs. Look, 2 pairs. That's a twin flame. 2 lifetimes next to each other, male, female. That's a twin flame. You think it's romantic, honey? You think it's, oh, my sweetheart, my twin flame? That's, you're not even existing in the same time continuum. It's one of those false creeds, just like the Great White Brotherhood, Violet Flame crap. Just like the Archangel Michael crap, just like the Galactic Federation. It's all about this lies and deceptions. Okay, now here's us. Does it look like we have blue in our aura? No. There's no blue. There's no indigo. Hello. Now you understand why I call this extraterrestrial DNA. Because you don't have this. Or this. See, it's not here. There's no blue. There's no... But, oh. The internet tells me... Oh, wait. The internet tells me there's blue in my chakra. The internet tells me there's indigo. Honey, these are 6th dimension, 5th dimension, and 4th dimension. This means you're not from... This means you're not from here, man. Do you notice on Earth, there is no green chakra. Notice on Earth, there is no blue chakra. This is Earth. This is what is Earth. Earth is 1, 2, and 3. So what the hell are people coming in with this green ray? Who are these people coming in with blue ray? Who are these high-level people coming in with third eye, opened, awakened, indigo ray? These are ETs, vatos. Look, they're time travelers too. They're multi-dimensional time travelers, ETs. And yes, at that level, they're extraterrestrial. Notice here, after a certain point, you turn into what's called meta-terrestrial and then ultra-terrestrial. So this is your heritage. You're learning the truth meaning of what is angel, archangel, what these ETs are, what this bullshit on the internet is, and the New Age, and the Archangel Michael and all that stuff you probably love and worship. You can learn these false systems if you want to, or you can learn some ascension mechanics and learn about... I gotta jump through windows, sorry. Learn about DNA. Learn about your 12 tribes. Learn what you're trying to get at this consciousness and history. You went through Polaris. You were once Hyperborean. You were once Lemurian. You were once Atlantean. Now we're in the Aryan stage. It's just a stage. In the present now. We're now in the future, after we're gone, they're going to work on the 5th strand. Because it's not in your aura, honey, yet. It's not in your aura. It's not in your aura. Sorry. That would be nice, but it's not. unless you're an indigo, unless you're a light worker, unless you're an empath. You have these psychic centers. You have these extraterrestrial centers, not from our Earth. You guys know what is Earth? It's 1, 2, 3. You get psychic people, they're ETs, homie. That's what I just tried to tell you. Thank you for coming here. You're awesome. Machiwa. Vato locos. I'm on fire. I feel good. Do. Like I know that I was. Who's that? I know you're not talking about me. Oh, he wanted to interview me. He wanted to interview me on his terms. I don't know much about him. He acted okay in our interview, but he never followed through. Now you know what is Enlil. It's sometimes I get Marduk and Enlil backwards, but it's Marduk is the one that's part Omicron dragon moth. Remember, and the Inky is insectoid Anunnaki, and the Enlil we established was Odedicron reptilian bird with Anunnaki, right? So, and then what I just got through telling you just a little while ago, there's a family of draconian. They're called Satan. This is your origins, man. This is where Satan and Lucifer come from. Lolatan, Anunnaki, Lucifer. And remember, it's actually Anunnaki / draconian hybrid. And you know which one that one is. And so you have the different, and they've been messing with us, dude. These beings from Nibiru are the ones who've given us this DNA mutation, which is not, that's not even appropriate. It's much greater than just that. But that is pretty horrible. Because it also, not just DNA mutation, a DNA mutation sticks you in a dying, living existence, and it keeps you in reincarnating, and now you're dying and eating each other. It's a nightmare. But normal, we think. Yeah? Do you res with death and diseases and dying and reincarnation over and over and forgetting? Oh, don't forget the forgetting part. You die and forget everything and come back and don't remember. Do you remember? All your soul lessons, all your different lifetimes, do you remember them all? No. Why? Because there's a DNA block. Blocking not just life force energy. That's why you die now. That's why you eat each other now. Not just that. Machiwasis. Makaya. There's a lot of you believing in some of the stuff like the Archangel Michael, and you love the Galactic Federation. We're not trying to pick on them. We're telling you from the Guardian perspective. They're telling us what these beings are, and then you can res what they do. That's why, off the gates, right at the beginning, we always talk about what is false creed and what is law of one, and you'll see it. You can see it and point now and know who are following false creed. You're interested in some person who's making all these videos? What is their videos telling you? Are they following, even if you're not aware, let's say they don't know this Guardian material. Maybe they don't have no idea. Well, you can naturally gravitate towards false creeds. Or naturally, your soul will gravitate towards what you are, which is light creed. The Guardian Law of One creed. Your DNA is deciding that's who you are. You come out of the, remember we used that word matrix. Maybe you come out of the draconian matrix. You got vato locos amongst us who are not only human. Well, none of us are only Earthseed. I like that better. It's actually more accurate. Earthseed instead of human. If I don't get lit, then I won't do it. So, I mean, it'll be too late. So let me go do that. I'll put up a picture. Spirit Maggie. Legend. You guys have cool names. That's sad. Yeah, I made a video. Oh, I thought you were praising L for a second. And you guys, it's interesting because there's a direct reference inside of L. El referring to Elohim, Anu Elohim, which are, remember, the forefathers of the Anunnaki. That's the dark avatars. The Anunnaki are not avatar level. They're ninth dimensional. That's density 3. That's not avatar. Their forefathers are avatar. Just like the Omicron dragon moths are avatars. But their little draconian children are not. The actual draconian dracons are only ninth dimensional, just like the little Anunnaki are only ninth dimensional. But there's an exception. There's something strange. It's hard to explain, but there's something called a bipedal dolphin people who are actually the Jehovian Anunnaki, who are greater than the other Anunnaki in DNA wise. DNA wise, they're one dimension higher. They're actually, it's weird. The Anu Elohim created these beings in the 11th dimension with them. And so, of course, this 11th dimensional bipedal dolphin people, Jehovian Anunnaki creature, well, they think they're greater than all the other Anunnaki. And now you can see why. So even amongst the Anunnaki, you got something like the Jehovian Anunnaki racist against their other selves. Because we're greater than you. So, anyways, I was supposed to go get lit. Yeah. And we'll bring it down to 20 minutes, but maybe 20, 30 minutes. We'll go for 20 more minutes or 30 more minutes. I usually try to find one of my old pictures just for the hell of it for while I'm gone. It's like interesting. Maybe some of you are irritated by that. I have the James Bond Lamborghini. It wasn't an actual Lamborghini. I don't know what the hell it was. Let me show you one of those photos. It's because there's a hot blonde in there. I call her hot blonde, but she's actually my friend. I actually respected her, but she is pretty hot. Anyways, I don't know what they did. I told them I was in Ukraine. And in Ukraine, I said, I want a sports car for this photo shoot. And this is what they brought to me. It's not a Lamborghini, but it kind of looks like one. So maybe that's why. Wait. It's a cool car, man. It was a cool car. And this is outdoors. The what do you call it? The photographer was pretty good. Mochivas. This was a really cool girl, dude. She didn't speak very good English, but we still could communicate. It was funny. Machiwa. Ah. I think there's a nighttime picture too. Opachi Kamasu. I'll be back. I'll be back, mate. I usually like blue or some other color, but she said she was wearing green, so I got some. Anyways, I'll be right back. Vato locos. I'm just gonna get lit. We'll continue this adventure for, like I said, 20 to 30 more minutes. I hope you're still there. You're beautiful. Look at you. You're just so beautiful. What I could do is switch the old battery out with this battery, so there's not a problem later. So I'm gonna go get lit. It takes me about 90 seconds. Sorry, I'm going right now. What's up, homie? Alright guys, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. You're awesome, man. Put the camera back on. Ah, you're so beautiful. I love you guys. You're awesome. You're amazing. Let me switch this back. Lasness got lit. Thunder 444. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, the dark does get dark, and we don't usually use the word evil, but most people understand what that word means. It just means real wicked things. They attribute it to Lucifer or Satan, but from a Christian perspective, but we know better, okay? These are not even what you call spirits. You call them multidimensional extraterrestrials. Most of them are coming from density 2. Most of them, not all. And even density 2 beings who appear to us, carbon matter beings, to us, they appear as ghost-like. A density 2 being would look like a ghost with lots of detail. Like one of our dead relatives. Now, if it looks like not much detail, just like a bright light being, that's density 3. Those bright light beings you call are archangels. Those are beings that exist in density universe 3, which is crystal silicate. A crystal silicate being is brilliant. We still talking about boys and girls? People don't see beyond genders as being a low life form. It's not. You're androgynous. There is no talk and speak about male, female. That's a portion. That's a half. I'm just trying to put that in perspective. It's not like, oh, God's a boy or a girl. Hello, no. That means exactly that you do not understand what is God. And that's okay. I love you. Anyways, we learn this knowledge and we learn about what is God. And we learn about the macrocosm and the microcosm, the structures of reality, dimensions and densities, which reflects inside of us, the microcosm. No! They're okay. They didn't drop too far. This is the microcosm of the macro. Stargates are reflected here. You access stargates through consciousness, man. You can travel through stargates, through portals, which remember is what? It's going through time. You travel through time by traveling through vibration. You go up in vibration, you go in the future. You go down in vibration, you go into the past. Time, vector, time, continuum, time, cycle, time, matrix. In the hologram, time is relevant. It's something that you work with. It's all at the ultra particle fission fusion level, though. We're just flashing on and off. You're not actually moving anywhere. It's all illusion. But we don't talk in conversations like that. We say instead that, you're not flashing on and off and not moving. You're just a light bulb going on, off, flashing on, off, on, off. But you are. That's what we are. Fission, fusion, fission, flashing on, off. We're off and then on. So you have antiparticle side. You're off here, but you were on here. You're off here, you become on here. You're off here, you become on here. It's a trip. Yeah. More cool, yeah. Awesome. So we go into a spiritual path, yes? We want to learn these mysteries. What mysteries? Not anymore. We master consciousness. We want to master energy. It's right here, baby. This is the keys to the kingdom. Get that 4D, get that 5D, get that 6D activated. Then you're freaking Christ avatar. Booyah! That's because it's intricate conversation, explanation, but you get your starseed DNA as soon as you get to 6D, which will complete your 6th strand, your 12th strand. So you only need to get to your 6th strand to get that far. Not most of you are 6th strand, and wow. You guys know, some of you who are indigo child, that when you get out of here, you're a Christed being after this. Or maybe you're going back to 5D. But some of you will be able to go out of the time matrix after this life, like Christ did. But you are highly evolved, so it just depends. Are you highly evolved spiritual being doing kind of like people witness you like as a, I don't know, a holy man, holy person? Because you've demonstrated it through things you've done. You have like a reputation or legend building up around you. What if you can heal people with your hands? Walk into a hospital where there's terminally ill people. Touch them with this light. With this 4th dimension, 5th dimension, 6th dimensional energy. You think Reiki something. Well, what if you're connected to higher realities? And you know how to work higher currents? Well, wouldn't that be miraculous down here? Okay, we got some of these Qigong masters lighting fire with their hands because they can make it so hot. How did they master that? How did they do that? Well, it's through mastering consciousness. No, you use your mind, your consciousness, to bring these energies together that most people don't understand because they don't see those energies. They don't even believe in that stuff. Like, you start talking about chakra, people are like, what the hell is that? Who, you know, laugh, they'll laugh. Usually you don't have friends. If you did some type of, you know, put up some type of not barriers, you could call it a barrier, I suppose, but what's the word? Not barrier. Don't put up a, I don't know. The idea just kind of faded. What you va see? Yeah, man. Some of us are feeling some crazy energies. I love you, man. Vato locos. Crazy vatos. Yeah. We're just going into those Starseeds, Lyrans, Syrians, Arcturians, Pleiadian, Orion, brothers and sisters. All of us are going through this transformation, this change, ascension, awakening. It includes your DNA activation, which what? Affects your ascension process. If you're not doing any type of energy work, chakra work, you're not going towards ascension at all. You have to run green ray, blue ray, and that's all you need really is green ray and blue ray. Do you know how? That's what I mean. It's an ascension mechanic. You learn about running these centers so you can ascend. You know, there were people like me or Ashiana, you know, people teaching ascension in Egypt, the ancient Egyptian days, using the pyramids, so they kind of had an advantage. You sit in a gigantic pyramid in hell that was part of an accelerated ascension. You would get accelerated ascension with those type of resources. That's why in my spiritual retreat in the future, I want a giant pyramid, maybe a couple. I know that there's instructions how to do it, and people have been healed and felt supernatural things inside of those pyramids. So I'm going to do that. And realize that we're learning the new ways of science and spirit, religion, belief, whatever. What's coming. We're like the people who are coming to lay the groundwork for that. New world, new earth, 5D earth. Your ultimate, well, not ultimate, your greatest important goal is to try to get to 5D, and that's through activating your 4th strand and your 5th strand. If you have more, that's extra. But realize the planet needs a percentage of the population to be 4th strand, to be of certain, and a certain percentage to be 5th strand, and a certain percentage to be 6th strand. So some of you, so it's not just extra, some of you are needed. You need to be 6th strand. That's some of you who are part of the 144,000 are the ones who need to have your 6th strand activated. Mochiwa. These are numbers. This is science, spiritual science, that are needed for kind of like a global awakening. Otherwise, it's going to be an individual awakening. Whoever got to their 4.5 or 5th strand. 4.5 is inner earth. You'll ascend to inner earth at least. That at least you're escaping what's going to happen on earth. So that's better than not making it at all. So that's why inner earth was created, because they wanted to save as many people as possible. It's like technology. Inner earth is technology, but it's an actual version of earth now in the fields. In the holographic fields, it's a version of Earth in a different time period. Interesting, vato locos. Time portal mechanics. Stargate mechanics. What's going on with you, man? Well, it's been a pretty good evening, and it looks like it's going a little bit quiet now. But I appreciate you guys. Hello. Amasitas. Grace. How you guys doing, vatos? Alright, you guys, I'm gonna let you go. Looks like I'll be coming back again maybe tomorrow. If not, it'll be the day after tomorrow. Wait, tomorrow's Monday. That's like a family day, but I'll be here by Tuesday. I should do it live on Tuesday, guys. But I might even have the Seraphite video completed by then. So please stay tuned for that. That's a big deal. I hope you can share with a couple of people. I would like to request that you guys share this Serify video that's going to come out in the next 24, 48 hours, and share it with as many people as you can. 2 or 3 would be great. If each of you did 2 or 3 people, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I love to be able to share the information, because we have too much false information out there. I want to give you the alternative. You need an alternative, because right now you don't have one. Unless you're following Ashiana Dean or Lisa Renee. She talks about information to ascend to. And that's the whole purpose of my channel, is to visually share those mechanics. And we're getting there. And part of your memory is important too. So you're learning your human heritage as a tribe. It's the tribe mechanics that are important, as well as the planetary mechanics, universal and cosmic. So we're becoming, this is advanced. So we're learning some pretty awesome technologies that haven't been shared on the planet in a long, long time. And you know, we're talking about millions of years of history with the human race. So I love you guys. Thank you for being here. You're awesome. You're gonna learn your whole Templar. You're glorious. You're majestic. Yeah. Yes. Haha. Hihi. Sota. Kocho. Hamata. It looks like it could bring some current in, some energy, some consciousness. I could bring in some code, some feel, some energy, vibration, emotion, thought form. What is this feeling? What is this manifestation? This expression? This symphony? This masterpiece? Oh, ma chavasu. Vasta caia vasa. Ko o e postotas saiva caiva si si cachi assim na oh chitas. It's transformation, man. Don't you want that? Don't you want to change? Become this greater metamorphosis? Yeah. I see you. I'm coming for that. I'm becoming that. Yes. Avachi abundance, man. It is glorious. Ooh, Krishimasi. Lakasias. Motatas. Bestikiwa. Vasima. Kai vastita yuashu. Kai masita imasitas. O a epitikisina ana. Hapa isiti. A ikutso. Hamatitikitis. Si vasa ifasa na ipukachina. Anda posuta ishusita ikatna. O matas. Ukichipasanai wusu prasta ete koma apachichika pasi hema atichi hokapohunas sayesi wa I'm tatatas say pokotsu wa kasina patochi wa Anaksi posu makatsatsi wutsaknas o pacha yethatsusumatsa. I tell myself, I ask myself, why talking, why speak another word's language if nobody understand? But then I tell myself, because there is someone out there who understands. there is some, utilization, communication going on here, tribe. Blessings, Vato Locos. Namaste, homie. Star Vato. Yeah. Yeah. I like that one. Star Vato. What's up, Star Vato? You guys know Vato is Spanish for friend, spelled with a V. Vato. Peace, Vato.